Hi, and welcome to Simply Happy Conversations. I'm Narelle King, and in this Simply Happy Conversation favourite tip series, I'm sharing tips about travelling with kids and teens with Lise Carlaw, presenter, author, podcast host of the Lise and Sarah Show, and also a carry-on only travel enthusiast. To listen to the full conversation, head to episode 103 or check out the recording on YouTube. Let's jump into this favourite tips series. Welcome to Simply Happy Conversations. I'm Narelle King, wellness and organisational coach and yin and nidra yoga instructor. This podcast will help you create more time using organisational strategies so that you can start to simplify your life and prioritise your health. I'll be sharing conversations with other health and organisational experts and solo episodes with tips to help you simplify your life and prioritise your health. So then tell us about your traveling with like teens and tweens. What were some of the challenges or some of the things that we need to keep in mind?
I think what worked really well for us is really playing on that whole independence factor. I gave them two things that I think really paid off. One of them was a crossbody bag, like a little, we called them their man satchels. Imagine a bum bag, but that you strap across your chest. And I just picked them up from Kmart. They were $10 and I thought, I'll take a punt on this. And single-handedly that item transformed, I suppose, how they felt about themselves in this trip. So things that went in that satchel included, your little bottles of hand sanitizer each, a roll of sunscreen. They had their Tic Tacs and all the random stuff they like to bring along. Fidgets. So yeah, my youngest had like little things that they like to have on their person. They had a bucket hat that they'd throw in there, even down to their toothbrushes, which were obviously in like a toothbrush case, individual toothbrush case. But Narelle, just not having to think about packing that for the other members of my family. I'm not their slave. I repeat, I remind them of this on the daily. I'm trying to raise independent, thoughtful and capable young men. If you can't pack your toothbrush for yourself, we've got bigger problems here, So it was really just drilling into them. This is yours. You've also got your backpack. You're in charge of both. And that really worked for us. The other thing that we loved and so simple was a pair of little slides for them. Like we just went with a Birkenstock style sandal. I certainly didn't pay premium dollar for them. I think I got them from Big W or Target. But they were sort of chic enough that they didn't look like a pair of rubber flip-flops. They went back with everything. And again, that ease of wear and flexibility and speed, it's like, let's get out the door, slides were on. Yeah. That really, really helped. And it was just easy for them and enjoyable for them to get ready as opposed to a burden, And then in terms of activities and itineraries, I think, again, what we found really successful as a family was balancing out the big touristy monuments and, all the must-sees in those big cities like Paris and Rome, which is really important when you're going that far. You want your kids to see those, historically valuable and important monuments. But if you're going to be really honest with yourself, it's not what they love the most. It really just isn't. And it's not that, that's relative to age. When they're 18 and 20 and what have you, they will make their own adventures and do what they want to do. And maybe they'll be interested in seeing the Sistine Chapel. I can tell you that a 10 and 14-year-old are not.
No, my son would be wanting to look at Pokemon, what special Pokemon France has, but not
that's
the building.
Right. So I think it's sort of like you can either wrestle with that and get really upset about it, or you can say, today we're going to the Colosseum and we're going to go check it out and maybe do a guided tour or what have you. And tomorrow we're going e-bike riding through, the Roman countryside. I mean, then you've got them on board and then you've got really great little travelers who understand that it's a give and take. And sometimes mum and dad do just want to sit at a cafe sipping limoncello spritzers. And that's okay because tonight we're going scootering, so it's a real dance. And I think, that was cool for all of us to just be aware of who needs what at what time. And we built things in like, we took them to a theme park in France, bought a 2-day pass and basically rode roller coasters for 48 hours straight. But, they loved it. Is it something that Dane and I would have chosen to do? Probably not. But it was a wonderful family memory. So I would say just be flexible and don't just stick to what you feel you should do in those big European destinations. And then I'll probably just throw in 2 extra ones that we found worked super well. No bedtime, which goes against everything I believe in as a boring Monday to Friday back home in Australia parent. I'm quite strict on things like that. But on holidays, geez, it's nice not to crack down on that and to really break the cycle. And in Europe,
they really tired from walking all day anyway? Oh, no.
No, not at all. I think they were just really relaxed. And I think that again harks back to the ages that they're at. They can handle it. They were also sleeping in, which I know is a foreign concept. If you're listening or watching and you have young children, you're going to hate me right now. But yes, my children have hit the age where they sleep in. So, we could be up till midnight. Yeah. And they'd sleep in till 9:30. It's a miracle.
I know, same. Mine are the same age as yours, so they're just hitting it as well.
It's amazing. And I suppose being in Europe through summer, it is absolutely the way things are done over there. People do not sit down for dinner before 9 p.m. So I would have struggled with very little children for that reason. So we were just like, no bedtime, let's go with the flow, roll with the punches, and we'll sleep when we're tired. And they just loved that from us. They were like, who are these people?
They're not our parents.
Where are our parents? So that was great. And then, we did a lot of Airbnb and booking.com type accommodations, not a great deal of hotels.
So did you cook as well while you were there?
Yeah, we did. We did. Like not every destination, but there was certainly some nights where we were bridging between two big stops where we were like, we're not going out to dinner tonight. We'll run down, grab a packet of pasta. And the accommodations, the Airbnbs that had Netflix, Narelle, God, that was great. It was just because we had no TV.
Yeah.
There was no TV watching for 5 weeks. The kids don't really have devices. They just use mine. Yeah. So to get to an accommodation and, it wasn't all of them, but to have the Netflix there, oh, my God, that was just brilliant for them just to have a little bit of downtime. Yeah. So I would say if you're doing a lot of traveling like we were, and somewhere's got the streaming services, that'll give you a bit of respite.
Oh, that's an awesome tip. Yes, definitely. Something to look out for when you're booking your accommodation.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me for today's Simply Happy conversation. If you find yourself wasting precious time searching for misplaced items and wishing for a more organised life, then you need my 5-minute declutter ebook, the ultimate guide to quick and easy organising solutions for a clutter-free and happy home. Forget about spending months KonMariing your house. These fun solutions are designed to give you immediate results in under 5 minutes. Head over to Simply Happy in the resource section and download your free copy and start seeing results in minutes. I'd like to acknowledge the Wathaurong people of the Kulin Nation on which this podcast is recorded as the traditional custodians of the land. I pay my respects to their elders, past, present and emerging.